Today's video is going to be 28 items that have recently sold for me in the last 3 months for over $30 plus shipping. So these are all going to be brands and items that if you see at garage sales, the Goodwill outlet, they're going to be a good pickup because I at least have some recent proof showing that these items do well. Over the last 3 months while I've been on maternity leave, I have slowly been chipping away at my death pile, one category at a time. So I started with jeans, and I have 4 jean sales that sold for over $30 in the last 3 months. The first brand is Rock Revival. So this brand is known for their jeans specifically. They have a lot of embroidering and embellishments, and I sold 2 pairs of Rock Revival women's jeans. 1 pair sold on Poshmark in 19 days, and I offered a shipping discount, so I sent an offer for $35 with a $2.68 shipping discount, and the buyer accepted. I had paid $8.25 for those jeans, so I made a profit of $17.07 after all of the fees and everything were taken out. The other pair of Rock Revival jeans were also a women's pair of jeans. They sold on eBay for $35 plus shipping. I picked those up. No, my mom picked those up at a garage sale, and after fees and everything, I made $20.57 profit on those. So again, Rock Revival, women's or men's. The men's jeans actually do better than the women's, so I sold 2 women's pairs for right around $35. Men's tend to sell for even higher than that. The next brand is Good American, and this is Khloe Kardashian's brand. I think they're originally known for their jeans, or most known for their jeans. And this is the first time I've sold the brand. I have heard that they used to sell for much higher and the resale value has dropped, but the pair I had did sell, like I said, less than 90 days, over $30. I picked up this pair of jeans actually on Poshmark from another seller. I was buying some sleep sacks from her, and I saw that she had a pair of Good American jeans for a good price, so I bought those as well. So I paid $16.59 for the jeans. They sold on Poshmark for $42 plus shipping, so after fees, I made a profit of $17.01. I have been trying to record this video for like 5 days, but I have a very small infant. She is almost 3 months. I go back to work from maternity leave next week. And so right now my husband's watching her. I'm finally sitting down to record this. But a couple days ago, I saw that Mogi Beth uploaded a video talking about brands that have sold well for her over the last 3 months. So almost the exact same video as me. We do often have similar video ideas. We're also in similar phases in our life. So I just thought that was really coincidental, and I will link her video down below. So if you want to go see more brands that sell well and sell quickly, you can go watch her video next. And there's not too much overlap in our videos, so you should learn some different brands if you watch both of our videos. The next brand is another staple for items that I find often in Iowa, and that brand is Ariat. So it's a pair of Ariat jeans. I actually found these though at the Houston Goodwill outlet. I sold them on Poshmark for $34 plus shipping, and after fees and the $2.67 that I paid for them, I made a take-home profit of $24.53. So all 4 of those jeans, like I said, they sold in the last 3 months, but they weren't super fast sales like a lot of the other items on this list. The Good American jeans took 69 days to sell, Ariat's took 21 days, and the Rock Revivals took 19 and 21 days. All right, while we're talking about Ariat, there's one other item on the list that is also from the brand Ariat, and that is a pair of boots. So we'll move to boots next. So shoes and boots are another category of items that I listed everything from my death pile over the last 3 months. And there are a lot of sales on this list that come from shoes and boots. So let's go to boots next. So there was 1 pair of Ariat boots. I paid $5 for these at a garage sale, and I actually listed them over a year ago. I don't know, a year and a half ago probably. And someone contacted me on Facebook Marketplace and asked if he could rent them for a night to wear to a Halloween party. So it was a year ago, Halloween. And he said he would pay $20 to rent them for a night. So I actually let him rent them out for the night. He brought them back the next day, and I completely forgot to turn the listings back on all the platforms. So they have literally just been sitting in my inventory room for over a year. I relisted them, and they sold very quickly for, let's see, $40 plus shipping on eBay. And again, I picked those up at a garage sale. So after fees and shipping and cost of goods, I made a profit of $28.60. The first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The first 6 boot brands that I'm gonna go through, so 6 out of the 7 are on my video where I talked about the top 10 boot brands to sell. So I did a bunch of research online and I compiled a list of the top 10 boot brands that sell for high dollar amounts and sell quickly. And 6 out of my 7 boot sales are brands that are on that list. So Ariat's on that list. The next brand is Dan Post. So I picked up a pair of like new Dan Post boots for $8.25. They sold in 16 days, so just over 2 weeks, on eBay for well, the buyer paid $100 with shipping and the cost of the boots, and then shipping ended up costing me $13.23. So anyways, the buyer paid $100, then $13.23 went to shipping, $14.26 went to fees. I paid $8.25, so my take-home profit was $64.26. The next brand was another great sale. I really like picking up boots. One question I have for you guys is, do you sell cowboy boots? And if you don't, why not? The reason I asked that question is that cowboy boot video that I made is one of my least viewed videos ever. And the other videos on my channel that are that same concept have done really, really well. So my logic is that people must not sell cowboy boots, and so people aren't watching that video. So yeah, let me know if you don't sell them, why don't you sell them? Is it because of shipping? Because they don't really fit in the USPS boxes very well. I just kind of have a stash of boxes that I use for boots. So is that why you don't pick them up, or do you just not find them in your area? I'm very interested to know. They're one of my favorite categories to sell. Okay, let's get back to the list. The next one, like I said, is another great sale for boots. Is the brand Tecovas, another brand that was on the top 10 boots list. And let's see, they are the style the penny, and they sold for, let's see, they sold on eBay. The buyer paid $139. $8.15 went to shipping. $18.23 went to fees. My mom found these at a thrift store near her, and I don't know how much she paid for them, but I paid her a finder's fee as well. I paid her $35. So my take-home profit was $77.62. The next brand is Tony Lama. I sold another pair of cowboy boots from this brand. The interior of these boots had a tear in them, and yet they still sold in just a couple hours after I listed them. So they sold on eBay for $55. $9.29 went to shipping. $7.76 went to fees. I picked these up at the Houston Goodwill outlet when I went there in May with my mom for $7.12. The Goodwill outlets are pay by the pound, so the heavier items like boots do cost more. Like I said, I paid $7.12 for those. But after all those deductions, I still made a $30.83 take-home profit. The next item, another great sale. I think my 3 best sales, okay, I have one other really good sale, but 3 of my 4 top sales come from the boots. So we had the Dan Post boots, the Tecovas boots, and then the third top brand that is in my boot sales is Lucchese. So Lucchese, their boots retail for super high dollar amounts. They're handmade, they're very high quality. Since I made that boot video, I had never heard of the brand until I did the research for that video. But since I did that video, I found Lucchese twice. The first pair sold in like an hour for $100. I definitely underpriced those. This second pair, I listed them at $225 on Poshmark, eBay, and Facebook Marketplace. And 10 days after listing them, I got an offer for $189 plus $13 shipping. So the buyer paid $202. Definitely know this brand. If you see it, pick it up. They sell, like I said, one sold $100 in a day. These sold for $189 plus shipping in 10 days. I also found these at the Houston Goodwill outlet in the bins, and I paid $6.82 for them. So after shipping, fees, and the cost of goods, I made a take-home profit of $152.04. Next brand, the 6th boot brand that was on that boot list that I have sold in the last 90 days is Justin. So I sold this pair of size 11 EE, so they were a wide Justin boot. They were in really nice condition. I paid $10 for them. The buyer paid $60.75 on eBay. $11.12 went to fees. No, sorry, $11.12 went to shipping. $8.67 went to fees. And I don't have my profit calculated for some reason, so give me 1 second. Minus fees, minus shipping, minus cost of goods. Okay, $30.97 was my take-home profit on those Justin boots, and they sold in just 3 days. And then the final brand was a brand I have never found before. It wasn't on my boot video. Like I said, I wasn't even familiar with the brand, and I might pronounce it wrong, but the brand is Corcoran. Let's look it up. Let's find out how to say it. Well, I don't see any videos on YouTube from the actual manufacturer. Is there some kind of like kink with these boots or something? There's like videos of people just like walking in them or like stomping in them. Like, I don't know, kind of like ASMR videos. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it looks like they are known, or maybe this is the only style of boot they make. They're the military jump boots. So I paid $8.25 for them. They sold on eBay for $88. Shipping was $20.19. They were super heavy boots. Is that right? The shipping on those was $20.19, which I'm questioning, but I mean, I'm sure the boots are heavy, but $20, holy cow. I don't know, the sale was a September sale, so I don't remember anymore the details of it, but I just checked eBay and I confirmed that I did pay $20 for shipping on those, so I don't remember what the story was there, if it was just that they're really heavy or what. But still, then my take-home profit after the fees, the shipping, and the cost of the boots was $47.16. So there were 7 boot sales in the 28. And rather than moving into shoes, let's go to something a little bit different and go to outerwear. Those boots were military boots, and I also had one military coat sell. This was one of the oldest items in my unlisted inventory. I listed all of the outerwear in my unlisted inventory, which I think was smart because a lot of it sold really quickly. I listed it all in November, so it was a good time of year to list it. I found this military coat at the Des Moines Goodwill outlet. Again, it's pay by the pound, so I paid $6.76 because it was a heavier coat. It sold in 2 days on eBay. The buyer paid $49. Shipping was $10.71. Fees were $8, so my take-home pay was $23.53. And this coat did have a bunch of pink staining in the fur around the hood, and it still sold in 2 days for, if you take out the shipping, it was like a $39 sale. $38 sale plus shipping. Next is another coat, another big coat that had been in my unlisted inventory. I think the big coats are kind of intimidating, so I had these 2 big coats that had been some of the oldest items in my inventory. So it is from the brand Tailors, which I had never heard of. A friend actually gave this to me to list for her. It was, I don't remember where she got it from, but it was like they were cleaning something out and they found the coat, and so she brought it to me to see if I wanted to list it. It did have staining on it as well, little stains kind of like all over the coat, but it is vintage, handmade, sheepskin. The coats from this brand today sell for like, I can't remember now if it was like $2,000, $3,000, but something in the thousands is what their coats sell for today. But the vintage ones are not worth nearly that, especially stained. So the comps for this were all over the place. There were a couple sold for only $20 plus shipping. There were a couple that had been listed over 100, but they had accepted offers, so I couldn't see exactly what they sold for. And then the active listings were anywhere between $40 and $300, $400. But those items hadn't sold. So I saw some sold for $20, some sold where they were listed over 100 but they accepted an offer, and then a lot that were active between 40 and $500. So I listed mine at $65 plus shipping, and it sold the same day I listed it. So maybe listed it too low, but I'm happy with the quick sale. So in total, the buyer paid $79. Shipping was $11.12. eBay took $10.99 in fees. I gave my friend $30. My take-home profit was $26.89. Next is another item I picked up at the Houston Goodwill outlet when my mom went in May. Mom and I went in May. And it is the brand Aran Crafts. So if you find wool items, whenever I find a wool item, this is one of the brands I have in my mind that if I see that the item is wool and I see that this is a brand, I will be picking it up. Although you definitely want to check for holes, because I have found holes more often in these items than you would typically find holes in items. But this was a gray wool poncho. It sold in just one day for $45 plus shipping on Facebook Marketplace. Facebook took a $2.90 fee. That is my favorite thing about Facebook. They only have a 5% fee. So they took $2.90. I paid $3.01 for it at the outlet. So my take-home profit was $39.09. Next brand is one that I've sold multiple times in the past. That brand is Kuhl, Kuhl. My mom found this quarter zip pullover when we were in Houston. So it cost $2.38. It sold in just 2 days. So these outerwear items all sold really fast. I think, yeah, the longest, so I have 5 outerwear items, and the longest item took 4 days to sell. So all 5 of these items sold in 4 days or less. All right, so we have the night tailor's coat, the military coat, the Aran Crafts poncho, and then we have this Kuhl quarter zip. The buyer paid $32 plus shipping. It sold on Poshmark. Poshmark took $6.40 out in a fee, and my take-home profit was $23.22. Kuhl is a brand that is more common than some of these other brands. Next one was another brand I've never found before. So the brand is Rattlers Brand, and then it says Realtree on it. So I think this is maybe like the vintage version of Realtree, which is a brand today. Realtree does not sell for that much, like $10 to $20. A lot of their items sell for. But this Rattlers brand, which again I think is maybe like the vintage version of Realtree, it sold really quickly. So like I said, it sold in 4 days on eBay for $35 plus shipping. So $35 plus shipping in 4 days. I'm very happy with that sale. I picked that up at the Houston Goodwill outlet for $3.05. So my take-home profit was $25.52. So I don't know if you guys have heard of that one before, but here it is again. Keep your eye out. It was just a men's button-down shirt, and it sold for $35 plus shipping in just a few days. Now let's switch to shoes. I sold 5 pairs of shoes in the last 3 months that were listed in the last 3 months and sold for over $30. First are 2 pairs from the same brand, and I think they were probably donated by the same person. That brand is Hoka. I paid $5 each. They both sold. One sold in 1 day, one sold in 7 days. They weren't in the best condition, so I listed them lower than other sold listings from this brand. So if you find Hoka shoes in good condition, they will sell for more than what I'm about to say. So 1 pair sold for $34 plus shipping. The other pair sold for $36 plus shipping. They both sold on Poshmark. So after fees and cost of goods, I made $22.20 profit on 1 pair and $23.80 profit on the other pair. The next brand is one that what am I trying to say? It's very style based. So you should definitely look up the style of the item and look at sold listings if you find this brand to make sure that it's worth picking up. So that brand is Ecco, E-C-C-O. I have found their sandals twice, and this is the second time that their sandals sold really quickly. So I listed these in September. They sold in 27 days, and they sold on eBay for, again, I don't remember my base price, but with shipping, they paid $54.99 for them. So $54.99 for these pair of sandals. And the other pair of sandals I sold from them sold for even higher. I'll put it on the screen because I don't remember anymore how much they sold for. But after fees, cost of goods, shipping, I made a profit of $29.77. So again, ECCO, I've had items from this brand that have sat for a while and not sold that well, but then this pair of sandals I picked up twice from this brand, and twice it sold well in a relatively short time frame. The next brand is one I have never found before. I've never sold before. I wasn't even familiar with it at all. And that brand, I don't know how to pronounce it. Riker or Reeker, R-I-E-K-E-R. My mom picked these up at the Houston Goodwill outlet. They sold in 6 days on eBay. With the base price plus shipping, the buyer paid $47.89 for these shoes. And shipping was $12.05. Fees were $6.48. So my take home after cost of goods was $25.98. So that's one nice thing about bringing my mom with, is she sometimes picks up items that I wouldn't have known to pick up, because she just does it based on things she thinks might be worth something, and then I go through the cart and look. So again, this is a brand I had never heard of. I haven't heard other people talk about, but they were definitely worth picking up, and I'll definitely be looking for this brand in the future. The next item, one of my favorite brands to find, and that is Doc Martens. I've sold many of these many pairs of shoes from this brand before, and this one's actually on the lower end of the sales I've had from Doc Martens. So they sold for $60 all in on eBay. Shipping was $13.72. Fees were $8.04. So my take home pay, and I picked those up at the Houston Goodwill outlet for $5.97. So my take home profit was $32.27. And these did have some cuts in them, or like some imperfections on the leather, and those sold really quickly. And that is all the shoes. So like I said, from my death pile, I listed all the jeans, I listed all the outerwear, I listed all the shoes and boots, and the last category that I listed everything from was movie posters. So I'm going to tell you guys the movie posters that sold well, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I forgot a pair of boots. Okay, I have a handful of other miscellaneous items that also were listed in the last 3 months and sold for over $30, so I will go over those as well. Okay, so movie posters. I talked in my last video about how I had over 200 movie posters to list, and I got them all listed in the last few months. So I started by pulling out about 20, somewhere between 20 and 30 individual posters that looked like they might be worth listing by themselves. And then I created I created lots by genre, so thriller or romantic comedy. And then I started everything on auction because there weren't a lot of comparable sold listings. So I didn't know if I was going to list something way too low and it's going to sell instantly and I could have gotten a lot more, or if I was going to list something way too high and it was going to sit for years and never sell. So I decided to start each individual listing at $9.99 plus shipping, and then start the lots at basically 50 cents per poster in the lot. And of the 20 to 30 that I listed individually, I think about half of them sold and about half did not. But a lot of them sold right around that starting price of $9.99 or close to that, somewhere between $10 and $12 most of them sold for. And then again, like half of them didn't sell at all. And these were supposed to be the better posters from the lot. So what I ended up doing was just lotting up everything else. So I started with 20 to 30 individual with like 4 lots by genre, and didn't really have that much success. So I decided to just lot up everything I had left and sell it in one listing. So I did have one listing that I started with that did sell for over $30, and that was 2 posters, Leprechaun 2 and Leprechaun 3. They sold on auction for $38.98. So they started at $9.99 plus shipping and ended up selling for $38.98. On those 2 posters, I made a profit of $28.83. So like I said, I had listed some individual, listed some lots, and then I took whatever was left that hadn't sold like it within a month, and I listed it as one lot. So it was a lot of 130 posters. I started the lot at 99 cents plus shipping. I thought, go big or go home. Let's start it at 99 cents. Hopefully I'll get a lot of people interested and I'll get some competition. And it ended up selling for $167.50 plus shipping. And the buyer paid $27.37 in shipping. For those posters, I paid $71.75. And then my take-home profit was $65.68. So those posters were a learning lesson and experiment. I would not do it again. It was a lot of work for not a lot of profit relative to the amount of work I put into that. All right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items left. First, let's start with a pair of boots that I forgot to talk about earlier. That is a pair of UGG boots. Picked these up at the Houston Goodwill outlet. They did have flaws. They had 2 stains on one boot, and then the back of the other boot was torn. I did disclose this in the listing. And I listed them for $45 plus shipping. I got an offer within minutes on Poshmark for $35. I waited almost the full time. I think you can wait 24 hours before you accept or decline. And I waited 23 hours. I didn't get any other offers, so I took that. Given that they were in not the best condition, that's why I accepted that offer. Oh, did I say I picked them up in Houston? I don't know if I said that or not, but I actually picked them up at a garage sale in Des Moines. So I picked them up for $2.50 at a garage sale, and my take-home profit was $25.50. Next, this is a brand I wasn't familiar with, and I'm definitely familiar with it now, and you should be too, because if you find this brand, I think basically all of their backpacks sell really well. That brand is Loungefly. They're usually going to be Disney backpacks. And my sister actually picked this up at a garage sale and sent me a picture and was like, hey, is this worth any money? And it is definitely worth money. So I paid her, she paid $1 for it at a garage sale. I paid her $15 for it. And I sold it on Poshmark in 5 days for $55 plus shipping. So after the $11 in fees that Poshmark took, the $15 I paid my sister, I had a take-home profit of $29. Next item is a top. So the only top in my list here, as you can see, well, right here, there are some tops in my death pile I haven't gotten listed. But this was a new with tags Western shirt from the brand Roll and Soul. This is another example of an item my mom picked up from a brand I was not familiar with, had never heard of before. It sold in 13 days for $34 plus $5 shipping. On eBay, after fees and the $1.30 I paid for it, I made a profit of $26.94. So maybe a new brand for you all to look for. Again, the brand is Roll and Soul, and it sold in just 2 weeks for over $30 plus shipping. And then the final item is a bridesmaid's dress. So I said in my last video I wanted to list as many posters and bridesmaids dresses as I listed other items, because I had a lot of posters and a lot of bridesmaids dresses to list. So as I said, I have now sold all the posters, and I listed 10 bridesmaids dresses as well. One of those sold in just 1 day. It is from the brand Revelry, and it is the Dakota style, and it's really pretty pink velvet. I'll put a picture on the screen. It sold on Poshmark for $60 plus shipping, again in 1 day. Poshmark took $12 in fees. I picked that up at the Houston Goodwill outlet for $3.59, and my take-home profit is $44.41. So that is everything. I hope you guys learned some brands and some new items to be looking out for. It has been 3 months since I last uploaded, and here is the personal life update. Last video, I was 9 months pregnant, 10 days from my due date. Renna was born 6 days later on September 13th. She is a beautiful, healthy baby girl, and thankfully labor delivery went smoothly for both of us. And like I said, her name is Renna, and she is now 2.5 months old. Do you want to say hello to YouTube? Yeah. She started making it sounds the last few weeks, and it's really fun and exciting. Do you actually talk to us now? Can you say hello, YouTube? Can you say hello? I also wanted to give a shout out to Susan. Thank you so much. She is a viewer who sent me a beautiful blanket that we have been using a lot. So thank you so much, Susan. We love the blanket. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I actually have another one already recorded and ready to go that will be up in a week. So stay tuned, because as always, there will be a new video out.